We're joined now by Jacob Dobbs, a linebacker in the transfer portal previously of Holy Cross. He's joining us on the JMU Sports News podcast to talk a little bit about his transfer journey so far after he took a visit with the Dukes. We're recording on Friday, so your visit with the Dukes was yesterday. And how did that go, and how are you doing on this Friday?
Oh, I'm doing great, Jack, and thanks for having me on today. And it was unbelievable. I mean, the campus is beautiful. It's clear that, everybody there is really invested in JMU football. So it's extremely, it's an extreme blessing to be able to, have the opportunity to get down there, meet a bunch of people associated with the program. And then, JMU football speaks for itself. I mean, it's just an unbelievable program. And Coach Chesney is going to take it to a whole nother level, I think. And, it was a blessing to be able to get down there and see everything.
Yeah, so you can you kind of walk us through the day for you, how that visit goes? Because us as fans, we don't necessarily have a full glimpse into what a recruit, whether it's a high school or whether it's a transfer, we don't really know what happens. Do they, take you out to Billy Jack's down in downtown Harrisonburg? Do you check out O'Neill's, or is it all, on campus? Is it all looking at the facilities and things of that sort?
Yeah, so we got in fairly late yesterday, around like 4:30, I want to say, and then we headed over to the Madison Hotel. That's where we stayed last night, and then we were able to go in and see O'Neill's. We were there before Coach Chesney. Obviously, met a lot of people in the community, so it was some great food. The wings were phenomenal, in case anybody was wondering. I'm sure everybody's pretty aware of that, but it was pretty cool, to see downtown and everything like that. And then, we went around campus, took a campus tour, saw the recreation center, obviously the football stadium, football offices, weight room, things of that nature. Met with some of the academic team associated with the staff. So it was a great opportunity to, meet a bunch of different people who, have all the information you need when you make this decision. And then, saw the locker room, take pictures of the jersey, all that sorts of things. And then meet, a number of different players, coaches, things that nature. So you just get acclimated to kind of, the people there. So it was a really cool experience.
That's awesome. And Jacob, you played with Coach Chesney for quite some time, and JMU fans, we're getting used to the Bob Chesney kind of era as it's been starting here with JMU. Can you tell us about who Bob Chesney is as a coach and why you loved playing for him all those years?
Yeah, I think the first thing that a lot of people probably will get to know pretty quickly is he's one of the best human beings, you'll ever be around. He's just such a genuine guy. Like, he's truly invested in each and every single player. And I think that's what's really unique, about playing for a guy like that. Because he cares about you. He cares about you more than a football player. He's extremely invested in your, growth on the field as well as off the field, in the classroom, in the community. And he really wants to create, strong young men who are going to become fathers, husbands, people that go on to do great things in their life. Hopefully the NFL, but if not, he's, wants to mold, put the finishing touches on, young men. So really that kind of aspect of him is, I think, the most important thing. Then, it speaks for himself. He's won everywhere he's been. He's a phenomenal football coach. I mean, that's easy to see, but really the person of Coach Chesney is just extraordinary. And he is truly, one of the greatest people I ever met. And it was a blessing to play for him for 5 years. And, I think that, he's one of the best in the business, because not only is he a great football coach, he's a great human being. And that, is extremely important.
Yeah. So, I mean, we've been going through every single post-game press conference he had at Holy Cross. We were going through his opening press conference. We're trying to get a good feel for who he is. And he looks like the most positive person we've ever seen, me and Bennett, my co-host, when it comes to a coach. We came from, a kind of a military drill instructor type of coach in Mike Houston. He won a national championship. Curt Cignetti was a little bit different. Wasn't necessarily like that, was a CEO coach. Chesney seems like a real players coach who is really positive. I got to ask though, with that positivity, was there ever a time, not necessarily in a bad way, but you're like, I really don't need this positivity right now, coach. Can I kind of wallow in whatever's happening, or did that positivity really rub off on the locker room and you all kind of were bought in with that vibe?
I think that the positivity is actually his best quality, because it truly is the greatest day of your life. Every single day you walk in that, facility, that weight room, get on that practice field. And no matter what's going on in the outside world, you get those 2 hours or 2.5 hours a day, whatever it may be, to go out there and play football with people you love, people you care about. And I think that is, an extreme blessing to have someone who leads by that example, always being positive. And it just rubs off on everybody else, because then it becomes fun. There's a lot of work that has to get done. And if you have a lot of fun doing the really hard stuff, you get that much better because you're that more invested in it. You have that much more enjoyment in doing it. And when you're having a lot of fun and hard things aren't hard, you're willing to go even further, I think. And he's able to get the absolute most out of everybody he's around because of that. Because when it's hard, you're having fun. For some reason, you're having fun doing these sprints. You know, it's hot in the summer. You're practicing at 2:30. It's 90 degrees in the turf, but it doesn't matter. It's fun. So I think that is actually an extreme, huge attribute to, that rubs off on everybody else.
I never even thought of it like that. That's if you could make sprints for me fun, I think I might actually do sprints. But until I find someone that can do that for me, I'll stick with my my light jogs and walks in the morning with my dog.
Meet Coach Chesney. You'll want to do sprints forever until you can't anymore.
Man. So you entered the transfer portal a few weeks back. How has that transfer recruiting process been for you? And what was the decision to enter the portal after your 5th year at Holy Cross?
Yeah, so Holy Cross is a pretty unique situation. We don't have grad school at the college. So in order to come back for a 5th year, you have to pick up an extra academic plan in your undergrad. So I picked up a religious studies major in order to come back for that 5th year. And then, the decision to go in the portal was, I really wanted to weigh, the opportunity to maybe compete at a higher level or possibly enter the NFL draft. And, I kind of feel out, where I'm currently standing in that regard, as well as, could I go somewhere else, maybe get a chance to play against, better competition, better players, things of that nature, and see kind of, where that leads. So it's definitely been an interesting process. But, you're just trying to, weigh every option to do the best for you in your future. And really that's what it comes down to. But, Holy Cross not having a grad school kind of complicates things because you can't really go back there.
Yeah.
Because you're done. You're done at a certain point. And for a lot of 5th year guys and even some 4th year guys, it's hard to pick up that extra academic plan, and then you kind of have to go somewhere where there's another academic plan to play like a 5th or 6th year with certain circumstances.
That's interesting. Yeah. Holy Cross it seems like a lot of Patriot League and even Ivy League. Some of those schools up there have that interesting kind of wrinkle to it all on the back end.
Yeah, no, that's definitely the case. You just can't play there anymore.
Yeah.
As much as you might want to, you can't. It really stinks sometimes.
Yeah. And now you enter the transfer portal, though, as one of the top linebackers. You had 123 tackles this past season. I believe you're first on Holy Cross's all-time tackle for loss leader with over 43.5, I believe it is, if I crunched the numbers correctly. Third all-time in tackles with them. So when you enter that transfer portal, what schools, if you're able to share, reached out to you and kind of how did that shape up?
Yeah, I mean, I've gotten some interest from, a number of Power 5 schools, as well as, really good group of 5 schools, including JMU, since Coach Chesney's taken over. But I've kept the whole transfer portal process, pretty private for the most part until this upcoming official visit, just because I really wanted to, weigh the best options for me. It wasn't about, how many offers can I get, really, how much, and what's my value, with all these Power 5 programs. It was, okay, can I find a situation where there's a possibility to play, get some film together, and just try to, play football as long as I can. So really, it was an extreme, personal decision, and just trying to navigate it the best I could, to maximize my future and just continue to open up doors for myself, whether it be academically, football wise, things of that nature, just to try to, put myself in the best situation possible for my future.
And after this official visit with JMU, do you have any other visits lined up that you're willing to share with us?
Not currently. I'm trying to work through some things because I have to pack my car when I get back to Worcester tonight and drive home because I'm done at Holy Cross tomorrow morning. I can't stay there for another night, so I will be driving back to Michigan and then continuing to figure out what my future holds in that regard, whether it's visits or other opportunities, and possibly definitely weighing the NFL route as well. So definitely have some soul searching to do over the next, week and a half, and to make the best decision for myself and my family.
Yeah, good luck with that sounds like a lot of moving pieces. And as you sit in the airport waiting for your flight back to Boston, I imagine that it gives you a lot of time to really think right now.
Oh yeah, no, it's definitely a lot of thinking going. There has been a lot of thinking the last couple of weeks, trying to finish up finals, and then work to be able to take this visit. This was the first one I was able to take, and because my finals finally ended, and I was in Vegas for the National Football Foundation Scholar Athlete Awards. So it was pretty cool to be able to do all those things. But now I really got to start, putting the pedal to the metal in this regard, and getting some groundwork laid here in order to make it a really informed decision.
That makes a ton of sense. And we've talked about all of that. Jacob Dobbs, who are you as a football player, though? I mean, you have a lot of tackles. You've been kind of a big time player for Holy Cross. You came back from an injury after 2022 and seemingly got better. Who are you as a football player?
I really just try to do my 111 to the best of my ability. Like my biggest thing is I always want to do whatever I can to help the team win. And if it was, when I was hurt, filling up water and giving water to guys who are on the field, I'm going to do that with an unknown enthusiasm and the most positive, energy possible, which is the coach Chesney rubbing off on guys like me and everybody who he's been able to coach. So really, I just try to play extremely spirited. Like, you have to love this game. And I think when you love this game and you just play like every play like it's your last, it allows you to just really maximize your ability as a football player. And that's really, my goal. I'm going to go out there and get every bit of my God-given talent out of myself just by giving everything I have, practicing extremely hard, taking care of everything in the weight room, in the classroom, off the field, so that you can go out there on Saturdays and just put your best foot forward. And that's what I try to do, every single time I step on that field.
Seemed to work out for you quite a bit. I mean, triple digit tackles in 2021, 2023, and a huge part of one of the Patriot League's best defense, one of the best defenses in the FCS the last few years.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And it's really fortunate to play with a lot of great players around you, because it's a team game and you can't do it alone. So really just, trying to lead by example, rub off on other people, being a leader, just, doing your job the best of your ability so that you inspire other people around you. Because you need everyone. You need the offense to be good, because that's who you go against in practice every day. And special teams to be good, that's what helps the team, be better. So if it means running down a kickoff, it means having a guy run full speed at me as a personal protector on punt, I'm going to do it and I'm going to love it. And whatever I can do to, help the team win is really just what I try to do every single day.
And last question before I let you get up and out of here. And I was reading a story about you that Holy Cross put out, and they mentioned that when you were 10 years old, you scouted, what was it? The Birmingham Patriots. And they didn't mention if you won that game or not. I think you were the Macomb Mustangs.
Yes.
Do you remember if you won that game? Did the scouting early morning for that game pay off for the win?
Oh, absolutely. I think we won that game like 43 to, very little for the other team. And, I'm very fortunate to have a dad who was invested in football and invested in me at a very young age, and took, steps back in his professional career to be there for me, my brother, my sister, and all the activities we did. My mom was extremely supportive. She was the good cop when my dad might have been the bad cop at practice. So she made sure that love for the game never wavered. She made sure to really teach me how to take coaching, how to understand all the stuff that my dad was teaching me. And my dad, is an extreme, hero in my life, and he's been an example for me, and he introduced me to the game. So I'm extremely grateful to have two great parents who have done a lot for me and really fostered the love of the game, and built really good character traits in myself and my brother and sister. So definitely very blessed.
That's awesome, and congratulations on the win all these years later.
Yeah, thank you. I appreciate it.
And Jacob, good luck with your soul searching over these next few weeks, and good luck moving out of your apartment, and hope to hear kind of how everything pans out for you, whether it's the NFL, whether it's wherever you land next. And thank you for taking the time.
No, absolutely, Jack. I really appreciate you having me on. It was a pleasure.